Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, sportsmen, scholars, students, colleagues, officials and professionals, doctors and ministers. I send Dr. Rakesh from USA. Welcome all. Your presence is praiseworthy for knowing the truth of our nation, of our culture and country. After independence in 1947, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who wrote The Discovery of India, with a purpose in mind, in his writings, he quoted initiators, beginners, starters of our culture, country, society, nation, systems. He explained all that our present lies in the past. And about English, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru addressed that English works like a window of the world. No doubt Hindi is the door for entrance and exit, but English helps in interlinking with other words for the international connectivity and relativity. English works like a window of the world. Every imprisonment gave him an opportunity to write a book, but this time he wanted to write something worthwhile. He would not like to write for today or tomorrow, because these are the symbol of present and future. He says that our present lies in the past. Our past is the foundation on which the building of present is erected. So about future, not about present and not about future, he explained staunchly and powerfully about the past in The Discovery of India. His main problem was to discover what heritage he was here to. He staunchly believes that all the discoveries, all the researches, all the languages, all the style, standard, manner, talent are started from our Indian culture. Every nation has a heritage of its own, good or bad, great or small, and no nation can ignore it. We are what we are because of our past, and shall be what we shall be because of the present. As a man of dynamic action and not a cloistered philosopher, he is interested in the present, but he knows that the present has its roots in the past and that the future must be built on the present. An ancient country like India is burdened with a past that is both bad and good. Bad or good, it is ingrained in our very soul and we cannot escape from it. It is this heritage that determine the nature of our nation as a whole and also of the individuals comprising it. What? It is the thought of this particular heritage and its application to the present. It is about this that I should like to write. India is vast. Her population is vast. Her history is vast. So Nehru says that he could touch only the surface of it. The first thing discovered by Nehru is the essential unity of India. Unity in diversity is the greatest feature which was strongly addressed by our present Prime Minister Narendra Modi all over the world. The continuity of our culture, unity of our culture is the unique figure. He took a panoramic view of India's past and travelled from Mohenjo-daro to Angkor and Borobudur in Southeast Asia. He was surprised at the high state of civilization attained by the Indus Valley in the distant past. The civilization and culture have endured for 5,000 or 6,000 years and are distinctly Indian. Our country, in after centuries, had come into contact with the Greeks, the Egyptians, the Iranians and the Chinese, and yet she kept her individuality. He wondered wherein lay the secret of her strength. Then he turned to Angkor, means Cambodia, and a Borobudur means Java, which bear testimony to the energy and vitality of the Indians who established colonies in Southeast Asia and spread their culture from Madagascar to the Philippines. Then he alighted on the Himalayas, which are closely connected with myth, legend and literature, and Kashmir, the pleasant valley, which still exercises the same fascination on any person with a spark of poetry in him. He came down the mountain along the mighty arteries of our country into the plains, which are a record of the innumerable phases of our history. The Jamuna, round which the legends of Lord Krishna cluster, and the Ganga, which is known all over his country as Ganga Mata, filled him with thoughts too deep for tears and sentiments too deep for expression. The single instance of Kumbh Mela is enough to reach anyone. The continuity of culture is the continuity of culture in our country. He visited the old monuments, ruins and ancient sculptures like Ajanta and Ellora, Agra and Delhi, Sarnath and Fatehpur Sikri, where every wall and every stone told its story of India's past. While he was filled with emotion for the past glory of India, he saw around him outworn ideas and chill penury, where he has gone all the strength of India. The very recent causes for the decay of India are evident to all. The weakness belongs not only to India, but nearly to the whole of the East. It is due to technical advantage of the West over the East. What he could not understand was why India failed to be equally advanced. She was, in the remote past, the leader of thought, science and technique. Why could she not keep up the lead? The answer is that, political reasons apart, the creative urge in India yielded place to the imitative nobility of conception, yielded place to intricate detail, vigor and richness of language, yielded place to ornate, became a sluggish stream, living in the past, moving slowly through the accumulation of the dead centuries. The discovery of India is the great evidence. It is the great witness of our past. In spite of this decay, there is something that binds 1 year together in deep serenity, piety. Unless we regain that something, we have little hope, and instances of the wonderful recovery of old nations prove that we too can become a peasant nation again. That the vital spark is there, is discovered by Nehru in his journey into the countryside. The upper classes dance to the tune of the government. The middle classes are too weak to raise their voice. But Nehru discovered that the vital spark is still present in the millions of our rural folk. The strength of India lies in these splendid folk who are in no way inferior in culture to any of their class in the wide world. Nehru surveyed these masses from the Pathan in the northwest to the Tamil in the south, from the Gurkha in the north and the Assamese in the northeast to the vigorous Jat and Kathiawad.